And we are back, everyone, for the third and final game here between FXOLowely and MVPKeen. I am Unstable, joined here by Railcoon for this final game. Winner of this will move on to play Symbol in the final set for this group and advance out of into the round of 32. The loser will go home, but let's get straight into it. We have Keen down here at the bottom of our map with a gas and barracks already. I went for that gas first as our red Terran, and of course up here at the top we have our yellow Zerg with Lowly going with these standard hatch into full build. So, nothing too quirky from them so far. Of course, Lowly has been stopped by scouting down here in the main base for Keen because of the pretty much this long run distance here. That's pretty much all it is, and the Marine is out at the bottom of the ramp. So, Keen took a big hit early game. In game 1, it couldn't recover. Game 2, he was just everywhere and Lowly couldn't keep up. He made a little too many infestors, I feel, and just didn't have the meat of his army to help deal with the Marines once the Funkles ran out. So, what do you think we're going to see this game, Relkun?
This map is a little bit smaller. He can get across the map a little bit faster. It's similar to the size of Ohana. So if he did want to go for another Roach Pressure, that would definitely work out. But, you know, again, I think Keen's going to be a little bit more wary of that. He has at least the second Marine out this time, has the wall up at the top of his ramp, and he's delayed his command center a little bit here as well. So he's still playing a little bit safer, making sure that he doesn't get caught off guard by that again. So we do see the Roach Warren on the way, but with that being this fast, it does look like he is actually going to go for the Roach Pressure again.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. Now, this map has shown some extremely long games. I was trying to think.
Okay.
How did I forget that word? I don't know.
I was waiting for more information because I just didn't have enough context to feed you a word yet. I was like, I'm trying to help, but I don't know.
Oh, God, we've got way too many games in this weekend. All right, anyway. So... Now I've lost my words again. Yeah, it plays very long macro games. You see super late game quite a bit in pretty much all matchups on this one. And this is why it's one of my favorite maps of the map pool we have going through here. But there's a lot of roaches. 7 roaches.
Yeah, he's going for it. If we take a look at Keen, he's got 4 Hellions out, which aren't the best. But, I mean, if he can catch these roaches ahead of time, kite really well, he can put some damage on them, which helps a lot with this strategy. It looks like he might miss them. He's not quite going to see him, so he's going to go for a run by and make the roaches have to come back to defend. Hey, that works too. That's another good way of defending against this.
Oh, is he going to get the Hellions up the ramp? He's going to kill a lot of drones there. But nice positioning for the Queens on the bottom of the ramp. He's still trying to get these drones down. He's already got 4 kills. The roaches are coming now, though. We do see a bunker at the top of the ramp. Looks like we'll just see a lift up by Keen. He, of course, does see them now. 2 Hellions coming out at the wrong possible time, getting a couple of shots off. Here, the bunker is almost done. Needs to be careful not to get those Marines picked off. And
that bunker is a little bit out of range, though. Like, that's not going to do anything to the roaches that are sitting there up at the top of the ramp. He's going to lose a lot of SCVs trying to repair this. Once his plan for defending this, oh, the Banshee that's almost out. Okay.
Yeah.
And the Hellions are still camping out here in the natural, trying to stop any mining from going on there at all. Did host a few more drones before he was driven away by those Queens. So nice job. 2 Marines in this bunker, but there comes the Banshee. This attack isn't going to do quite as much damage as it did last time, and he's also killed some of the workers back. But Keen is actually supply blocked 33 over 30 right now, so that kind of hurts. But both players have lost 7 workers, so it's much closer. Lowly's not going to get that huge advantage he did off of this like he did in the first game.
No, definitely not. However, he's still doing quite a bit of damage. Like, he is coming out ahead in the resources lost. Looking here for Keen at 1,600 to probably 1,100. Yeah, after that roach dies.
I'm a little bit surprised that he attacked with those SCVs instead of just kiting them away and letting the Banshee kill them. Gave away a good more 5 SCV kills, and his command center down at the natural was done, so he could have just transferred them away. With the roaches being that far over the right, they wouldn't have been able to chase them. But he really didn't want to give up the mining time at all, so he decided to trade a few more workers, and we'll see if that paid off for him or not. You can see that Lowly has the layer on the way pretty quickly, double evolution chamber, so he's transitioning out of this much more similarly to the way he did in game 1. So he's definitely deciding, hey, I'm just going to go back to what worked in game number 1. This map is a little bit similar in size.
Yep.
And we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, so quick look here. We got Infestation Pit on the way down. Lowly doesn't really like taking his third bases all too soon, does he? Just from these last few games that we've been noticing. We got Keen with his third command center coming out as well.
Yeah, he's got the macro hatch in the main base as well before the third base, so he's definitely just going back to the same game plan he had in the first game. He got a little bit more quickly in game number 2, but then he didn't win it, so he's going back to the, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type strategy. We have 4 Hellions dropping up into the main base, but I think that got spotted by those Zerglings that just ran by, but didn't actually see it. So they are going to get in here. Nice reaction time with those drones, getting them away, and now just splitting them up, making sure they don't get into a nice big line, which is the main thing. They're actually patrolling randomly all over the place. That's a nice little trick, and means he only lost a few, so nice defense there by Lowly.
Yeah, at the same time, Keen does still have control of the map here, though, remember. And Lowly's not going to have the extra gas he needs to really pump out those infestors as well as everything else. He does have a macro hatch already, but Keen is about to have his third base up and running. And we're 11 minutes into the game, and this is looking very different to a lot of other games we see.
Yeah, he hasn't been spending his gas on anything, so he does have a decent amount, stockpiled, but he does need to get that third base up. He has started the hatchery, but this is a little bit later than he did even in the first game. So we'll see how this works out for him. He's spreading the creep very nicely again. I like all these little things that we see Lowly doing, allowing him just to sneak out a few extra creep tumors here and there. It's been giving him really, really good creep coverage, giving him really nice map vision, and he's just been really taking advantage of that quite nicely. If you check out the worker count, it's 46 to 43, so he doesn't have that much of a worker advantage right now. Well, not any at all. And the income is in favor of Keen with the mules. And as we look back to Keen, he's got these extra barracks coming online, a bunch of the extra reactors just about to finish. So this game is still quite close right now.
Yeah, absolutely. The third base is coming up now for Lowly. We got a lot of infestors on the field now as well. His creep spread's starting to move out. However, Keen does have both of these watchtowers with a Hellion and a Banshee. Look at this though. Lowly is very ready for any kind of drop that's going to come through. However, he's also very vulnerable to this Viking that's been frustrating him in the last game as well in this one.
Yeah, he's got overlords all over the top left-hand corner, just watching all the airspace. And this Viking came up here, and he's like a kid in a candy store right now. Second overlord's going to go down. He's probably going to find this third one as well. He did force Lowly to make a lot of extra overlords, so he's not worrying about the supply cap anymore. But there goes the overlord speed as well, which will help out. But it's still very annoying getting that little bit of delay in. But these infestors are burrowing out through the center of the field.
Well, at the same time, sorry to cut you off there, Elkin, we got Hellions in the third base. And Keen did lose that Banshee in the middle of the map as well. We do not have any detection. No, we don't for Keen, but he does have a wall off here. So those infestors aren't going to be able to get in.
But he's just opening up the entrance through the third base. Right as he gets here, that's going to be opened up.
Yeah.
So he can actually sneak through here. Question is, what settings does Keen play on? Can he see this?
You have to be looking pretty closely to actually see that.
Oh!
Ah!
He tried to build a bunker right on top of them. He knows about it. Oh my god! And
now he has to know.
He's trying to build supply depots. Okay. He didn't scan, which is very interesting, but Lowly is aware of the fact that he saw it because he started trying to build buildings, so he threw out a bunch of infested Terrans. Did a little bit of damage, took out a tank, delayed some of these buildings, forced the lift off as well. So nice job here, but I thought those infestors were going to get caught. That was really scary.
Yeah, so we do see more infestors, actually not more infestors, the same infestors coming back out here. Creep spread for Lowly is looking really good. He's also burrowed a couple of Zerglings to force another scan here for Keen. I think he's just going to wait for this missile turret though. There we go. But one of them's not in range. Oh yes it is. Barely. But we're going to have a hive really quickly here for Lowly. So he's going to go straight into that hive tech. He's got that fourth base up and running. Things looking really strong for him now. And he's really making this late third base really work for him.
Yeah, and he's made Keen play a little bit more defensively, which is important as well. He's been applying some pressure early on with the roaches, then followed up with
we're going to drop at the fourth, actually. He's been cleaned up.
So, I mean, he's forcing Keen to have to rely on these drops right now, because that's really the only way he can leave his base. And he's defending them quite nicely, as we can see. So it means he's much safer in just teching up really, really quick like he's doing. He needs to split these Zerglings, because he's done the thing where he runs all the Zerglings down and then all the Zerglings up.
Yeah.
And they're just playing up and down the cliff with the medevac, but he will kill all the Marines with a good fungal. One more fungal to kill the medevac. There it goes. But Lowly's in a really good spot right now. You think he'll go for the ultras again?
It's quite possible, but actually no, I don't, because he's got a great Aspire on the way. It just started just then in the natural here. Scan goes down here. ByKeen knows he's at Hive Tech. Did he see the Spire behind? No, he hasn't. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he transitions out of this. How many starports he has? One starport with one reactor, but that's the only production he has for anti-air right now. He's getting another base. He's getting some factories, actually. So that's a very interesting choice by him.
Yeah, in the first game, Lowly did go straight for that, those Ultralisks. There's the word. So he might be expecting that, not actually be preparing for the Broodlords. So this is actually a pretty good decision by Lowly. I mean, I wasn't actually watching the production tab, and I saw +3/+3 on the way with Adrenal Glands, and was like, okay, it looks like he's going to go for Ultras again. But he did actually just go straight for the Broodlords, and it could catch Keen just as off guard. And that'll be really good because, I mean, he's got a lot of Marines, yeah, but nothing else.
Well, we do see engagement coming in now. Lots of these Zerglings taking out a few of the tanks, but he hasn't really had the Infestors in position to get some fungals down. And now he's 30 supply down. He's going to have to hope that this Broodlord transition catches.
Oh, there we go. Nice job. And that's weakening up these Marines. We've got a lot of Zerglings on the way. I'm wondering where the Corruptors are. He has the money. But he's actually remaxing on just a ton of Zerglings right now.
Oh, we are actually going to have a Doom drop into the main.
This is risky, Keen.
Very risky by Keen. He's going to put some siege tanks on the low ground as well. Has been spotted now by Lowly. Is he going to bring the rest of his forces back? There we go. Coming in now. He needs to get split up before things happen here. He does notice the tanks on the low ground. Here we go. But he's still split up. Not split up yet. Fungal's going down on everything. He's going to get cleaned up. And that was a big mistake by Keen.
Yeah, that is extremely risky to be doing at that point in the game. Especially after an engagement that didn't really work out that well for him. He's going to lose a lot of those medevacs as well. Well, there goes one more fungal. All of the medevacs, which hurts a lot, especially... Okay, Broodlords. All the medevacs died. No? Lowly? I mean, that's like the perfect time. All the medevacs are dead. He has to rebuild them. Won't be able to make any Vikings. So I'd expect the Broodlords, but he's still just not doing it. I don't know why he delays the Broodlords so long.
Well, he's only got 10 supply at the moment. But again, he's going to give away this...
Just made like 60 Zerglings. Like...
Yeah. Either way, we do have a drop down here at the right-hand side. It's going to take out one of these hatcheries here for Lowly, or he might barely... No, he's actually not targeting it down anymore, so he's not going to be able to get...
Corruptors! I really don't like the fact that he keeps doing this. Like, he could have caught him rather off guard with the Broodlords, and then both games he's just like, hi, I've got a lot of Corruptors. I mean, I still think he's far enough ahead that it's not going to matter in the long run, because if he does make these Broodlords in a second... Ultralisk Cavern. Okay, now I'm really confused. Is he really not going to make any Broodlords?
Looks like it here at the moment. We do have Keen coming up yet again, trying to clear out this creep. However, the army here for... Keen's actually not split up. He's going to lose his entire army yet again. That is going to put him severely behind. He's going to lose all these medevacs yet again. And it looks like we are going to see Lowly take this game down here, to be honest. He's 70 supply up. He's got his extra bases now. Keen just hasn't been able to trade effectively, even without the Broodlord transition coming through. And it looks like he's just continuing to having to make medevacs. He's going to lose this planetary fortress over here on the side if if Lowly decides to push for it.
Yeah, he's actually going to get a full surround on this. These are 3/3 Zerglings. There's no surface area for these SVs to get on here. But the Zerglings are going down. There weren't enough to keep the full surround. So it looks like he will be able to repair it. There's another engagement going over here on the sides with some good fungals going off for Lowly. And Keen's down to 90 supply. That planetary fortress is going to fall as more Zerglings come in and surround it again. But these investors are in a lot of trouble right now. But, ooh, they're barely going to get out.
They are barely going to get out. But now Lowly just has the complete map dominance. Keen hasn't been able to keep up with his army count yet. Looking at the resources lost, he's just so far behind. He's like over 9k behind. hasn't been able to get his extra bases. He tried to tech into these extra factories, which is interesting, and it's really turned around to bite him. And there we go, GG. So it looks like we are going to have a rematch here of our first game of this entire set between Lowly and Symbol. We'll be right back with our final set for Group G in just a minute.